Hello everyone, this is Lucy B, and I felt a need to do this intro, which is basically an intro to the intro, as I felt a need to clarify the topic for today's reading with a little bit more information. In this reading, you can pick one of the archetype cards from each pile, or you can pick all of them and listen to each message from Spirit. I will go over what archetypes are from the teachings of Caroline Myss and her archetype cards, and will provide you with a reading for each archetype. I will also look at the shadow side of each card and relay whatever message I receive from the cards. This shadow message should be taken as an opportunity for deep work and reflection if you feel that you need work in that area. The goal is not for you to extinguish your shadow side, as we all carry yin and yang energy, but rather to recognize it and have you spiritually in a better balance between your light and shadow energy. So having said that, let's get to it. See you in the intro that's coming up. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. This is Lucy B. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And today we're going deep. I'm going to be doing a reading about archetypes. So the four archetypes that I would like you to look at and to make a decision as to which one calls to you. You may also look at all four. Either one is fine because we do carry all four within us. But if you just want to pick at one, look at one and get a reading for a particular one. Number one is the child orphan. And the light attributes of the child orphan, it says here, is independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering the fear of surviving. So take a look at that one. This is card number one. Card number two is the victim, with a light attribute of prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Card number three, the Saboteur, and I'm sure I am butchering it, but I never learned French, so that's as good as it's going to get. It's the light attribute for that is highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. And this last one is not really called material girl, material boy. It is a different term that Caroline Myss uses, but for the sake of YouTube, I have covered up that particular name that she has given it, and we're going to call it material girl / boy. And the light attribute for this is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So those are the four choices. Later on, I will reveal the bottom shadow to let you know what it is and how you can work towards it. So I am going to pause the video here, and I am going to be going on to number one reading and see what this number one, number two, number three, number four, what readings come up, what spirit, what my angels would like to say to you as a means of improving on yourself, what guidance they have for you. So I'll see you back at your perspective choices. Okay, so we are going deep today with these readings. I actually felt the need to do this reading for some reason on my way home from work. I get these ideas that pop into my mind. I don't know why it happens while I'm working, while I'm on my way home, I mean, from work. But this one came into my mind, and I felt the need. I felt like it was being told to me to work on this and to provide information out there to people who may actually resonate with it and get some nice guidance and information from it. Now, you picked the child. So this might be an emotional reading for me, at least, because the child really resonates a lot with me. But with the child card, I mean, if you just look at this, the innocence of this child looking out into the future, the beauty of having everything surround this child, knowing that this child has the world in its hands, wishing upon a star type of energy, hope. There is hope here. This archetype lets us know as we become an adult, when we are adults, that we have to go back to that innocence that we once had, that lighthearted and innocence that we once had. Try and to have playfulness in our lives so that we can balance the seriousness of life as an adult and our adult responsibilities that we have. To move towards this child that we have and move away from the shadow part, you're being called to try and balance your child, the energy that you have when you were a child, more so balance that if your life is just very full of adult responsibilities and the day in and day out grind that we do, where we forget to be childlike. We forget when we were little and we had all these hopes and all these wishes and all these dreams, and life was still good, and we had not been damaged by a lot of what life brings to us. We forget to be that way when we are adults because we're not supposed to be that way. With the archetypes, though, with working on your shadow, it says to go back to that time when you were younger. And it's okay to laugh and to be goofy and playful and to stand out and be different. It's okay because when we're little, when we are kids, we don't care about what other people are thinking about how we're acting. We're just doing ourselves, being ourselves. So this card asks that you work towards becoming that playful child again, where you were innocent and it was magic. There are different aspects of the child, by the way. The orphan child is one that I picked over the other ones. There is the magical child, there's the inner child, there's the innocent child, there's the dependent child. So, sort of sub archetypes of the archetype. But I picked the orphan one for you because I feel that there are so many people out there that didn't have the best possible childhood and felt lost and abandoned when they were little. And believe it or not, that really affects you later on in your adulthood. You carry that with you forever. And it's like a leech stuck into you that you can't seem to let go, no matter how much you work on your shadow self. Your vulnerability of the pain that you may have felt when you were a child pops up. So I said we were going to go deep, and we are going deep, and I'm getting pretty emotional already. But let's see here what the other cards have to say, what the decks that I'm going to pull up has to say as guidance for you. I think we're going to go ahead and show the shadow attributes of it right now. And with the shadow attributes of the orphan child, it is feelings of abandonment that stifle your maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Ain't that the truth? Sometimes we don't have our own families that we can rely on because of conflicts that we have had. And so we find perhaps other families in our lives that resonate better with you at the moment, and you seek their love and their attention because of what you are lacking in your life. That's with the shadow. However, to be more balanced, Spirit is saying to you, attempt to find your own happiness within your own self rather than seeking out the happiness from other places, in other places. Attempt to feel that you are enough. Be okay with being alone, as this child is. We often seek out other people and social groups because we don't want to be alone. But really, it starts with being okay with being alone with yourself and being okay with not having to depend on anyone else. Very, very interesting is what I'm getting here. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's call for this deck right here. That was quite an intro. Alrighty. Let me start with my prayer. Guardian angels and my spirit guides, I ask that you come into this reading for those who picked number 1 with the orphan child. What messages and guidance do you have for them to try and help them on the path? Help them on the path of reaching better light in their life, a better balance in their life. I ask you to protect me and my cards in this reading and those who are listening. Thank you. What advice do you have for number 1s, please? One card, please. One card, please. I believe it is this one. And we have the card failure. I understand, it says, that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. How beautiful is that? This is saying, stop being so hard on yourself. Gorgeous. Going on to the next card. These are archetype cards. That will give some real deep insight as well. What do you have for pile number 1? What additional information and guidance do we have here to be able to provide for pile 1? That's too many, but I am going to take the top one, scholar, investigating and research. All right. Then going on to the next archetype card. What information do you have for the orphan child group number 1, please? Please provide me with the best possible guidance that I can give these lovely people out there who are listening and who need this information right now, or they wouldn't have clicked here. Additional information, please. And we have the crow. Crows are very smart, very, very smart, intelligent animals. They also can be playful and a little on the trickster side. The crow actually is considered a very sacred animal and very psychic. So we may have some people here who are very, very psychic and are actually already very in tune with their life and know the path that they are supposed to be moving towards. This card right here is an air sign. And this card right here, when I look at it, I see somebody here who is standing on top of knowledge that they have with air signs and with the air signs that are, I believe there are Gemini, Libra, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and I'm missing one. Sorry, I apologize. They are very intellectual, but with the crow, it's saying you are very psychic. You are very in tuned as it is already. Crows, those who tend to have crow tendencies, which is what this card popped up for a reason, they need to be able to learn how to better balance their life and to produce regular studies in the field of spirituality, to be able to move towards what you were born to do. With the scholar, it's telling me again, we have some very smart people here. Perhaps you have a tendency to be more alone, a loner, rather than very social. You enjoy learning and learning about spirituality, working through life's puzzles, trying to get to the right conclusion. You're also very strong and you persevere. Once you set something in your mind that you want to do, you set your mind to it and you go for it. The scholar card also comes out with the investigation and research. When you are in a part in your life, a time in your life that maybe you are having some difficulties with and you're finding yourself maybe in a dead end and you need to find a way out and find a solution. And I believe it is saying to you, Spirit is saying to you, find those who can help you with the situation that you are dealing with right now. That may be why you're getting also the card of failure. Whatever mistake or situation that you are in right now, know that we are all human, and it's just providing you with an opportunity to learn and to improve on yourself so that it doesn't happen again. What is it that they say? Shame on me once, shame on me twice, shame on you. Shame on me once, shame on. I think somebody here can write it in the comments. Shame on you. In other words, it means if you do the same mistake once, that's okay. If you do the same mistake twice, shame on you, because you didn't learn from it the first time. So that is what I'm getting right now. That is where it's taking me. That is where the angels are taking me to you right now. But let's pull the tarot deck cards and let's see what the tarot deck cards have to say for solution to this problem. All right? Solution, or at least guidance or information to help you figure it out better or to put you in a better frame of mind. But what do we need to tell those out there who picked the orphan child? What do they need to hear to better improve on the situation or on their lives right now to help them have better balance in their life and feel better in their lives and get away from that feeling of failing, being a failure of some sort? Why is that? Please, may I have 3 cards for starting my angels? Thank you. That's 1. The Mother of Wands. That is the Queen of Wands. Sorry, I have a mixed up card in there. The Mother of Wands. Queen of Wands. Somebody here is very loving, very creative, very supportive. I have the Mother of Swords, who is the Queen of Swords. So you have a combination of 2 types of energies. The very intelligent person, like it keeps showing up here, studious and interested in just learning about life and learning about spirituality and trying to improve on yourself. Which, of course, if you're clicking on this, you are already trying to improve on yourself, or you wouldn't be here to begin with. You already may even know about archetypes. So let's get one more card, please. One more card, please. Thank you. And then we have here the Two of Swords, decisions. So you're having difficulty making a decision of some sort. You're in a crossroads about something. You have the Sun here in the middle, which is saying, okay, I would like to be in here. This is also what it's talking about, is the balance. I see here the main theme of this whole thing is trying to find that inner child and to balance your inner child and to stay focused and depend on your own self. But here, when I see these two and in the center, to me, that suggests balance. It is saying to continue to attempt to reach the balance in your life. With the Mother of Wands, it's a very passionate, loving type of person who is very creative. And then you have the Mother of Swords, who is a very strong, kick-ass type of person who doesn't take no for an answer and has a lot of perseverance, which I believe I brought up in the Scholar. So this is explaining a lot about who you are already. The angels know who you are. They see you. You have a lot of potential in your life, and you're on the right path already because you are already trying to do what's good in your life to improve on yourself. You are already trying to get on that path because you've already been on the path of self-healing. They know that you are doing that. They are letting you know that they see you. They see you. And this card right here with this owl staring straight at me is telling me they see you. They are watching you. They know that you are very spiritual. They know that you have already done a lot of the work, and they want you to continue to balance out your life here and to move as best as you can with the difficulties that you have in your life, that your life is bringing to you. So really, you are already doing a lot of the shadow work for yourself. And this is really telling me from my angels that you got this and they know you are already doing it and you're doing a fantastic job. Let's pull some additional cards here from the Oracle cards. Please, may I have some additional information from you to pile number ones? Thank you. I would like to pull out 3 cards. Thank you. We have light the darkness. Darkness cannot dispel darkness, only light can. Love, clarity, and awareness is being asked that you follow. Love, clarity, and awareness. 2 more cards, please, and then I'll look at the overall information. This one here, self-reflection, which you are already doing. Looking inward helps you see what to improve to make better choices in your life with awareness and improvement. Okay, angels, 1 more card here, please. As information to the beautiful, beautiful number ones with the orphan child. And we have feathered omens. Even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions, self-deceit, illusion, and secret. That, I believe, is connected to this one right here. Letting go of your thoughts in your head with the Mother of Swords that maybe you aren't enough, or you aren't doing the right thing, or you're not coming along with your life. They see you and they know that you are on the right track. Look at this beautiful bird with the sun coming out in the background. And it says that a lot of this self-talk that you are doing, which comes from the orphan child, is That is exactly what it is. Self-talk. Self-talk that is causing a lot of deceit in your own mind. It is causing a lot of negativity and feelings of inadequacy that you have control over that, and you can figure out a better way to address that. When those thoughts come into your mind, they can come and go, but you can say, that was then, this is now. That may have been me back then. This is not who I am now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful information to you. I'm going to pull out 2 more oracle cards for additional information. And then we will end this very, very deep reading. This one wanted to come out. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us. That's what the crow was saying. With your intuition and your psychic abilities, even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. You are enough. You are beautiful. You are good. Because you work on yourself, you are way ahead of other people in life who are still very self-centered, materialistic, and not focused on how improving on themselves, on their lives to get them on their correct path. You are being seen. You are being noticed. The angels got your back. They know what you are doing, and they are very proud of you. One more card to complete, please. I will say, no, I was going to do that one, and it pushed back in, so that's not the one. This one here. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, your own attractiveness, and your own power, because you are you. You are the only one. You are unique, and you got this. You got this. You're on your way to becoming better, to doing better. That child is always going to be in you. But when that little child starts bringing up bad talks, bad words, deceit and information and that nastiness in your head, you push that away and you say, no, I am a good person. I am doing the best that I can. My angels know that I am doing this. My angels see it. I don't have to be anybody else because I am my own person and I am just enough. That shadow that we carry from childhood is very damaging sometimes. You will always carry it with you. It's impossible to get rid of it. Sad to say. But you can learn to acknowledge it when it comes up. Those fears of being left alone, those fears of not having anybody else, of being abandoned. Oh my goodness, they stick with you. But when they do come, acknowledge that I'm okay being alone too, because I am unique and I am good and I am a good spirit and I have good purpose and I'm working every day to be a better person. So I am enough and I am okay with that. I can be alone. I don't want to necessarily always be alone, but I can find comfort in my own self if I am alone at times. So this is the channeling that I have from my angels to you. I said we were going to go deep and we did. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's very emotional for me as well, but I hope you got something of resonance with this and you got something of usefulness out of here that you can carry on to your daily lives, your daily situations. And remember, my dear friends out there, With tarot cards, there is no definitive answers in tarot, only the possibilities and options that you can draw from, and you make it work. You are in the driver's seat, so choose wisely. Love and light to you all. Bye bye. Thank you for joining me. Hello, number twos, and welcome back. And you picked the card Victim with the light attribute of prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Now, because this is one of the four archetypes that, according to Carolyn Myss, we all carry, we all have been victims in one way or another. And unfortunately, sometimes we play the victim to be able to gain something in life. We've all done this. I've covered up the shadow part because I just really want to focus in right now on the light attribute of the victim, if there is such a light attribute. So, what they are saying when you prevent yourself from letting yourself be victimized, that's working in the light aspect, the light profile of this archetype. What I see here is a person who's feeling very sorry for himself, for herself. She is half on the ground and her feet are inside the water. Her arms wrapped around herself is comforting her. She's comforting herself, telling herself, there. But in her mind, is it really something that she has to give herself comfort? Or is it just in her mind, is her mind just letting her get to a point to have these thoughts and these ideas that really aren't true? You have her different aura that is surrounding her with different colors that represent when she has positivity and negativity flowing in and out of her. But she's feeling sorry for herself. This reminds me of the Four of Cups card. Having things in your life, but still feeling like, I don't have enough. Woe's me. I get this as a woe's me. Now, we are truly victims sometimes in our lives. It is not always in our head, it is not always seeking attention. We are truly victims, and that would be what the shadow aspect is. And the shadow aspect is trying to work towards knowing when you are being victimized. There are many women out there are many men out there who have been victim of narcissistic behaviors in other people. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be friends, best friends that you have had. And you perhaps are a type of person that is more empathetic and easygoing, and you are prey to somebody who is a narcissist. It could be romantic, it could be being in a situation where you became a victim of a horrible narcissistic person. Parents, even, can be that way. So sometimes it is not our faults that we are a victim. There could be horrible other situations in life that you have become a victim of that has been nothing that you have done yourself personally. So, with the shadow attributes of the victim, is when you are playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity and ability to maintain personal boundaries. Although, truthfully, as I was saying, it is not always something that we go out seeking, but it is something that within ourselves we allow it to happen to a certain extent. And I'm not referring to by any way, shape, or form people who have been seriously victimized by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm referring to something in us that we just don't have the self-esteem, the high self-esteem, the work, the foundation of having been taught, of having learned that we are important and we are a person who is a good-hearted person and doesn't need to allow other people to try and take over our lives. But because we have kind hearts, oftentimes we give so much that we don't learn, and we haven't learned how to stand within our own 2 feet, stand within our own selves, and to identify when our kindness is now being turned into abuse and use. And that's the part then when we fall into victimhood. That is when we are no longer helping, but we are helping others, but we are no longer helping ourselves. And that is the click that we need to have in our minds that says, okay, this is it. I'm done. I've reached this point. I've helped as much that I can. And now I am becoming a victim of my kindness to this other person or persons. And I am standing on my own 2 feet and I have developed my self esteem, and I am not going to allow this to go any further. So, that is the light aspect of it, trying to reach that part in your life where it is okay to be a victim up to a certain point in your life, a little bit, as long as you are aware of it. And it's sometimes kind of fun to play the victim if it's something that tongue in cheek, that you are doing, playing around. But you also need to find in your mind, in your soul, this is it, the time where it stops, and we're not going to go any further. This is as far as I'm going. Now it's crossing over into a serious aspect of my life, and it's affecting me, and I no longer want to do this. So part of being a victim is, do you blame others for the circumstances in your life, or do you take responsibility for your actions? Do you spend a lot of time in the depths of your self-pity? Or do you envy others that seem to have more out of life than what you have? See, our goal is always to learn how to recognize these inappropriate attitudes within ourselves and others, and to act accordingly. So that is what I'm getting for that part of the victimhood. All right, let me start drawing some cards to do a reading on this message. Guardian angels and spirit guides, thank you so very much for being here. There is a group called number 2, which is the victim group. They have picked this card for a reason. They are trying to learn to be more balanced in their life, to let go of the feelings that being a victim may have caused, or to improve on their self-pity as being a victim. What guidance do you have for them, please? Please protect me, my cards, and those who are listening, and provide the best possible guidance that I can give them through you to me for their highest of good. Thank you so much, my angels and my spirit guide. Here we go. What information do we have? And we have the sleeper, cause and effect, clarity. The next card that I'm going to pick up, these 2 cards that I'm using right now, these are actually archetype cards, and we're going deep. Remember, I said in the beginning, we are going deep in this. We got the crow in the previous one too. I want to get one more card though. We've got the crow, so there may be a message in this group that you can go back to number 1 and also ones to this group with the crow that came out on both. on both readings. Very interesting. Is there anything else, please, here from this deck that I can relay to group number 2, please? Thank you. Anything else, please? This one right here, the B. And I'm actually going to pull this one out because it wanted to come out, the mouse. So with the crow card that actually came out in the previous reading as well, the crows are very intelligent. They're very intelligent animals. They're also very sneaky and very cunning. They are also, in many cultures, considered very spiritual and enlightened animals. Some cultures have them as a totem in the totem towers. So you may be somebody who is very intuitive and very psychic. For some reason you have clicked on here, so obviously you do believe in spirituality. Also, this and this one right here, these are 2 air signs, so I could be speaking to a Gemini or a Libra or an Aquarius energy. With the worker bee, the bee and the mouse, these are 2 very busy types of animals, with the worker bees being very organized, and you are probably somebody who is very organized and meticulous about the things in your life, but you may be working a little bit too much and causing you to have some exhaustion in your life and getting a little so organized that you expect other people in your life to be as organized as you, and it may drive them a little bit bonkers. Sometimes you are so worked up in your life that you actually have some sleeping difficulties. The sleeper card is actually a card that talks about cause and effect. Are you ruminating something that you have done that bothers you, that maybe you did this and you think in your head, maybe I should have done it differently, thought about it a little bit better before acting upon it, before being that way. Perhaps it has something to do with how you reacted to something and acting as if you were the victim when really you overthought it. And if you think back, you get more information from the people that you are acting as if you were the victim in all this. Maybe if you talk to them and get it straightened out, you will probably see that it was all in your mind or it was a misunderstanding. The sleeper card also reminds me of like the hermit card. So you could be somebody who is very, besides the intuitive, being on your own. You are in your mind a lot. You are very inspirational and you think a lot about things before making a decision. I see here with the clouds, to me, they remind me of like bubbles, where I would like to let you know, poke at these bubbles, get rid of them, uncloud your mind so you can go through the tunnel and reach the light. This is telling you to go towards the light, let go of the thoughts that you may have in your mind, of the actions that you may have taken that may have gotten you into trouble, or trouble in the sense of misunderstandings with someone, and it's causing you to have difficulty with sleeping and giving you some restlessness. And knowing that it is okay if something happened fairly recent in your life that you are not too happy about with yourself, that it is okay to let it go and to move on. That is what the sleeper card explains within the book. But I'm seeing here just ruminating thoughts in your mind. Perhaps you did play the victim at some point in your life and you're having difficulty moving away from that mentality, and you are being asked to balance yourself out a little bit more. Get the information that you need first before thinking it's about me. I did this. I should feel sad about myself. I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't get it how I wanted. Why do they have it, but I don't? Think about that a little bit more before reacting, is what I'm getting from that. Let's pull out the tarot cards and see what other information we have, please. Other information, let's put these. Got a lot of insight already, and we haven't even gotten to the actual tarot reading. What other information do I have for the number 2s here? This one wanted to come out. The Chariot, on your way to success. This one wanted to come out too. The 6 of Wands. Wow. The 6 of Wands. Victory. Victory and the Chariot. Success of what you are doing in your life. The improvements, whatever is going on. Coming up is going to be very positive for you. Nice. I like that. One more card, please, to complete this little section of the tarot card reading. One more card. No, not that one. This one right here. And the Star. Goodness. Good things happening to you coming up. Whatever you've been doing, you're being rewarded. Look at that Chariot. The Chariot is all about working very hard towards something that you've wanted and you're going to get it. Having put in the work and now reaping the rewards. And then you have here the 6 of Wands with just the Victory card. People admiring you. Happy for you. And then the Star card, which is whatever you have been hoping for, that it actually has come true. So I see here someone who is a regular person that's very intelligent, is very organized, and maybe can drive some people nuts sometimes because of being too organized and too good. But being so, let's say, driven, we'll say driven, sometimes can cause you to feel sorry for yourself if you don't get everything the way that you want to. But you are transforming with the butterfly here. You are learning to be better. You are trying your hardest to be better. And you're moving towards this star-like energy of also the Aquarius. There may be definitely some Aquarius individuals here. But you are definitely working very hard towards whatever hope that you have, whatever passion that you have in your life that you want, and you're getting there. These are lovely cards. So I'm seeing some good stuff coming up for you in the very near future. Let me get some additional advice cards here for you. See what my angels have to say for additional information for number 2s, please. What other information can they walk away from this reading to know? Information, please. And I'm not feeling it. This one right here. Here we go. It says, there's a stream of love supporting my dreams. That goes with the hope card right there. Lovely. And then regarding your shadow side of the victim, what information do we have to give number 2s with the victim card? Thank you. That came out great. Emotional release. Letting go creates space. for new beginnings. Purification is one of the main key words. Let's try 2 more cards, please. We have that one right here. Shadow alchemy. Turn shadows into gold by shifting your awareness, empowerment, and rebirth again. So another new beginning of some sort for you. Turning shadows into gold by becoming more aware of what you do, how you talk in your life about yourself, being more aware about the things that you do in your life that can keep you behind and limited. And then we have sacred boundaries, respecting and honoring your limits sets you free, being more assertive and in more self-control. And stubborn, you can denote perseverance, but it also may hinder your progress. Be more flexible, resolve, and growth. I think this one is talking about within your life, you are such an organized individual that maybe it could turn some people off about how, I don't want to say the word OCD because that's an actual scientific psychological term, and I am not a psychologist, but having that kind of energy of just being obsessed over something of in your life may put some people down. So that could indicate the shadow side of you of being a little bit on the stubborn side, and you are being asked to be more flexible and more flexible and take care of yourself. And these are cards right here of rebirth. So you are on your way to doing these beautiful things. You already have done a lot of the work, which is why you are here. And this information, the subject caught your eye. But overall, I would like to say that none of us are perfect, right? And you picked this card because you are a brave person who wants to improve on the profile of possibly being a little bit on the victim side sometimes. Sometimes, like I said, there are things in our life that cause us to be victims that are completely out of our control, and it's most unfortunate, and I feel very badly for those who have been in that situation. But because you are here, you are trying to improve on yourself, you are searching for information, and that's all that the angels want you to know, that they see you and they know that you are attempting to improve on yourself. And that's all that we can ever ask of any of us, that we try and to be the best individuals that we possibly can be. So I hope this gave you at least a little bit of information. This is a general reading, so it may go with some people more than others, but pick and choose what may have been insightful for you through this reading. And I'd like to finish off my readings by saying that there's no definitive answer in tarot, only options and possibilities, and hope that you can draw from, and then you are the ones who have to make it work. You are in the driver's seat, so choose wisely. Thank you for joining me, number twos. This is deep. This is difficult to talk about. It is difficult to read, but you're doing the best that you can, and that's all that we can ever hope for in ourselves. Thank you for being here with me, and love and light to you. Bye-bye. See you next time. Hello, number threes, and you picked the card Saboteur. Saboteur. And the light attribute of it is highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So this obviously is talking about sabotaging in your own life. And it's actually probably one of the most difficult archetypes to embrace that we have, because in some way it's associated with betraying our own selves. Like we are doing this to our own selves. And we don't even realize it that that is happening. It is very unconscious, which is what these archetypes are. They are very, very they're on the unconscious side. We don't even ex- believe that we have this going on in our lives. Yet the purpose of this is not to sabotage you, but to help you learn in many ways in which you can betray yourself by the way that you talk about yourself or by the things that you are unconsciously doing. For example, how often do you make a decision to do something, and then without even realizing, you start standing in your own way of getting it accomplished through a bunch of different excuses? I can't do it now. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I'm not feeling well, etc., etc. And this really goes back to fears. Fears. It's all fear based. In fact, a lot of the shadow aspects of ourselves, you can channel it down, you can dig deeply, and it goes into fear. It comes out of fear. So, what happens is we stand in our own way and we let these fears stop us from achieving what we should achieve, from the plans that we should have, from the wonderful, beautiful ideas that pop into our minds. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, when we are in a positive frame of mind. And then we don't do it, or we create something unconsciously and unsuspectingly in our lives that actually sabotages us and doesn't allow us to move forward. The saboteur fears are really related to having, like many of the shadow aspects of us, the archetypes, are the low self-esteem, because it causes you, because of your low self-esteem, not to block you and not allow you to become empowered and to become successful. So what you end up doing oftentimes is you end up causing yourself to go through the same mistakes over and over and over. You repeat the same cycle over and over and over because you are so fear struck that you can't move through it. Now, of course, I'm talking from my own personal experiences, information that I have learned in no way, shape, or form. And am I a therapist or a counselor, psychologist? But I am just talking from what I have learned and the information that I have learned from the book of Caroline Myss, which these are her cards. So let's do a reading to see if we can find out what you can do, what guidance, spirit, our angels, my angels here, to help you get over this, or to help you at least acknowledge it, so that when it does come up, you acknowledge it and then you can move on. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with the first deck here. These are archetype types of deck. We're going to try and go in a little deeper with this particular reading. Guardian angels and spirit guides, I am asking that you come here and allow me to have the best possible reading and guidance from you to groups number 2, the Saboteur group. They couldn't figure out a better word to say this. So please, angels, you know what deck I'm talking about anyways. What can they do? What guidance do you have for them to help them improve in their lives? We have this one that wants, well, we have 2 that came out. We have the Waker with awareness and reflection. And the masquerade, hide your true self projection. Interesting. The waker with awareness and reflection. That's exactly what it is. That's what it's asking you to do, is to become more aware of what you are doing in your life that keeps you from moving forward. To move into that energy of moving past these clouds into the light, becoming more aware and reflect. Perhaps it's asking for a call to you to meditate more so that you can try and find out what is at the core of this repeated cycles over and over and over in your life. And then with this one is, what I'm getting here is the mask. So you show to other people what you want them to see you as. You're not showing others who you truly are. Oh, that's what it says down here, hiding your true self. Projection. Maybe wanting to be as others instead of being your own self. Why is that? Why is it that you don't want to? There's a bug flying here. If you see me swatting, why is it that you don't show who you are to others? What has caused you from your past? What has caused you from your past to not want to demonstrate to others who you are? Perhaps there's some, in the past, perhaps people weren't as nice to you as they should have been, a little critical of you. That's what I'm getting here from this card. The Masquerades and the Waker. I'd like to actually read from the book. Let me pause it to get a little bit more information for you. Okay, so I'm back here with the Waker. What it says is to, right now, it's important to practice awareness of your surroundings, current events, and the lives of those around you can be overwhelming, but you're only ever seeing part of the story. The ability to think critically and ask key questions is an important skill. Be perspective about the situations happening around you and trust your own gut before acting. Very good. And then the masquerade is, we all wear different masks to appease the people around us, at work, with friends, in front of family. At work, we may wear a mask that is not really who we are, but each mask is the part of ourselves we think is appropriate in the moment. But by being so concerned about others' opinions of you, you can lose sight of your true self, who you are. Stop changing to fit public expectations. It's time to work out who you are and what you want in your life to be. Who is your genuine self? Let yourself be vulnerable and show others the real you. That's where it comes from with the fear. Sabotage, it said at the foundation from the book that it has to do with fear, fear-based. Are you afraid to show others who you really are? Is that what causes you perhaps to make plans of how you're going to do something, and then you create something unconsciously in your life so that you don't fulfill it? Are you afraid of who you are? Have you been unfortunately told in your past that you are different, that you are odd, or something like that, and that has forced you to not show people who you are because they are too critical? All has to do with fear, your self-esteem, working on that. Of course, get into books and read and learn, get counseling if you need to. But that is what it is pointing towards here, what the reading, what I'm being guided with the information so far. Fear-based, be who you are. Don't let anybody change who you are. You are good just as you are. The shadow attribute that you should be watching out for is this. It says induces self-destructive behavior, or the behavior or the desire to undermine others. So the light aspect of it is when you realize that what you are doing, and you are realizing, I'm going to be doing the same thing again as before. I'm stopping this behavior now, or at least realizing that you're doing it, you're way ahead of the game. But when the shadow side is when you start seeing something in somebody else that you wish you had, that you wish you could do, and so you just undermine how their success. You undermine the positives that they have in their life. You don't give them the credit because of your own issues that you have with the lack of self-empowerment. So I said we were going to go pretty deep in this. And by once again, I am not a therapist here. I'm only speaking because I too am a human being, and I too carry these archetypes, so I can talk to you about it from my own personal experience of what I have lived through. And being an older person, many of you are probably not my age. Being an older person, I have lived through it, and I have received more time on this planet to be able to work through these things, or at least identify them. I am nowhere near being a person that has reached their life, completed their life purpose. I'm still learning just like you are. But this is the feeling, the information, and the guidance that I am being told as I am speaking to you through what they are providing to me. But now I would like to do next a reading for you. A reading for you. Let's see what the angels have for you. Guardian angels and my spirit guides. Here we go. Let's do another reading for number 3. Please let me know what guidance, what do they need to know that's happening in their lives right now. This is a general reading, but there should be something that you can pull out here for your lives. My guardian angels, I ask you to protect me, my cards, and the wonderful number 3s out there. Pile 3 who is listening, card 3 who is listening, and who would like to have some sort of guidance, as they were brave enough to click on this video and get some insight into their lives to be better people. Thank you so much. Here we go. Aha. The Magician. Lovely. Wonderful card. The Magician. Manifesting what you want in your life. Keep doing that. This one. The Hierophant, going inward. Deep meditation into your life. And then this one wanted to come out. The High Priestess. My goodness. Wow. 1, 2, 3 major arcanas for you. You are definitely have some major life situations happening right now in your life, and you are 100% working on yourself, trying to improve on yourself. You are a channeler yourself, psychic, somebody who is highly intuitive, very knowledgeable also. This tiger sort of kicks back, like knowing what's going on in their life, knowing how things are. And this one looking over towards this one with the magician, that you are able to manifest easily and bring into your life what you are searching for. The Hierophant, which is talks about the teachings going internally and working hard. The angels are saying here, you got this. You are doing what you need to do, and you are moving into a very higher spiritual level in your life with these very powerful cards that are popping up here. You have left behind a lot of the negativity in your life, the darkness in your life, and you are moving into more spirituality and improving on your life. Great cards. My goodness. 3 major arcana cards. The Magician, the Hierophant. So we have, numerologically, we have the number 5 with the Hierophant, which is all about change and the adventures and adaptation of your life, improving on your life. Very good with that. And the High Priestess with just the number 2, which balancing your life and utilizing the gifts that you obviously have to help guide you in the decisions that you have, the decisions that you have to make from now on. We have you starting out over here with the Magician, where you started manifesting something, you thought about it, you went into deep thought, you maybe even moved away from people and left people for a time being to study, and now you have become this highly intuitive person. Look inward towards yourself to make the decisions. Which one was it? I think it was the Waker that said, with the awareness of reflection, to use your gut feelings to make your decisions in life, as long as they are also thought of carefully and researched before jumping. But always that gut feeling that you may have is often a very good way of guiding you to make the choice that you need in your life. This is wonderful. I'm so happy to see this for you. Let me pull out some oracle cards now for you. Let's see what additional information here. What additional information can I give to the number 3s, who are obviously very spiritual and working very hard on improving their lives and working past the difficulties that we all encounter in this life? And I received the card of self-esteem. Oh, we have a second one here. Self-esteem. We were talking about here with the main card here as oftentimes this feeling of sabotaging your life and the fears because of low self-esteem. So we got the self-esteem card. Confidence, self-love, knowing that you are worthy, and pride and honesty, being honest with yourself, being transparent, communicate well with others when something that you feel is not appropriate. I see the key here going through here. So this is saying the key to unlocking this repetitive issues, cycles in your life that keep you coming back, is to be honest with yourself and find out what is the cause of this. Realize it when you are in that situation that you are about to commit the same thing over and over again. And at least acknowledging it may slow it down from happening again, or at least may stop it altogether. But be honest with yourself is what I am getting with this card. Beautiful. And of course, improve on your self-esteem by having the confidence and the love of yourself. Love your own self, because there is only one of you. Finishing up with these cards right here, please. They all popped out. I don't like that. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, please. Wonderful number threes that you are. Highly intelligent and intuitive at the same time. What do we have here? Self-sabotage. Oh my gosh. Now you can't. Okay, self-sabotage, which is what this all is about. Procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermine your success. Overcoming resilience. Okay, they are saying, knock it off. That's a very simple way of saying it. And we have two other cards here that wanted to come out. We have emotional release, and we have, hold on, fell back in. You need both sunlight and darkness to bloom fully, balance out your life, have some good times as well as work, and emotional release with the center card, letting go, create space for new beginnings. But I'm cracking up at this one with the self-sabotage card. How is that for a confirmation of what this reading is supposed to be about? Stop procrastinating and using that negative self-talk and try very hard to remove the fear of failure, which is undermining your success. The fear of failure. Ding, 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 ding. When we repeat things over and over and we are afraid to reach, we are afraid to perform something, it boils down to fear of not succeeding. You're too hard on yourself. The fear of not succeeding. So what if you don't? You keep going and you repeat it. So there you go. There's your key. Sabotaging yourself of creating the same cycles over and over and over unconsciously is because you are scared to fail. Wow. Deep. Said we were going deep. And so I'd like to finish up this very insightful reading here by letting you know that there are no definitive answers in tarot, only options, possibilities, and hope that you can draw from, and then you make it work. You are in the driver's seat, so choose wisely. Love and light to you all. This was very, very deep. Thank you so much for coming here. I hope this provided you with some good insight. My name is Lucy B. Love and light. Bye-bye for now. Hello there, number fours. You picked Material Girl, Material Boy card with accentuate the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So, as I said, we're going deep into learning about these archetypes, which we all, according to Caroline Myss, with her archetype deck, we all tend to have these four main archetypes, and you picked this one for a certain reason. I changed the name for purposes of YouTube and what restrictions that they may have with certain words. So I changed it to Material Girl and Material Boy for either a female or a male who may be watching this video. This particular archetype engages lessons in your life that basically you need to learn that you are not for sale. The negotiations of your own integrity because of fears that you may have of physical survival, or gain or having lack of financial gain. This, for example, an example could be maintaining in a job that it is no longer passionate towards you, that you are no longer happy with, or in an unhappy marriage because you have fear of endangering yourself of not being financially secure. So you stick with something that is no longer calling to you and making you happy because you have to, or that fear of not having enough. You know, there's plenty of people out there in the world that work so hard and are so money driven that they get to a point where they are willing to do anything for either money or recognition or um, popularity. And that's what this archetype is talking about. Once you become aware that this is within you, because we all have, according to Carolyn Myss, we all have these 4 basic archetypes. But once you become aware of its presence within you, this archetype encircles you with a strong vibrational field to say, I'm not for sale anymore. At the core of this is having low self-esteem and low self-respect, which makes you then impervious to selling out. So some of the questions that are asked within the book for archetype cards from Carolyn Myss, it says, have you ever sold out to people or organizations that you didn't truly believe in? Have you ever remained in a situation that offered you financial protection because of the fear of lack of financial security? Have you ever put another person in the position of compromising themselves in order to gain power over that individual? Or from another's perspective, have you ever offered to help another who was weakened by their own situations? Do you judge other people because they continuously compromise themselves? So these are very deep thoughts that we are going to be looking into to see what my angels, what information, what guidance they have for you. And if you have felt this way within your life, if you have felt like you are incapable of doing something because of your own self esteem issues, and so you remain in an unhappy situation, what guidance do they have for you to help you improve on that? Of course, I am not a therapist, I am not a counselor, I'm not a psychologist, but I do have my own experiences and my own life experiences of having felt this way as well, being in a situation sometimes in my life where I have stayed because of fear of financial ruin. So you stay and you stay and you stay, and sometimes it pans out to work out that way. But what are you losing through that process? Are you further losing your self esteem? Are you developing some sadness, some anxieties because of it? You are definitely not standing firm in your own power to say, not for sale. I'm going to love myself more by doing this. So we're going deep, like I said. Let's pull some oracle cards and see what advice Spirit has for you. All right? Let's get going first. These are archetype decks. All righty. my guardian angels, my spirit guides, angels, I'm calling on you for number 4s with the material girl boy cards. What information can you provide to them to help them improve on this situation, improve on this type of archetype that they may be experiencing? They picked this card themselves for some reason. For some reason they were drawn to it. What information can you provide to them? Thank you. Protect me, my cards, and this reading, and the wonderful people out there who are enjoying this reading. Thank you. This one right here. Vengeance. Overcoming slights and a choice. This one wanted to come out. The Chiromancer. Delivering news and collaboration. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what other information I can get with these other archetype cards here. Vengeance, overcoming slights. Overcoming slights. Who are you upset or have been upset in your past about? You've been in a situation in your past life where you maybe neglected yourself for the benefit of someone else, and then they didn't appreciate you. They didn't appreciate what you had done for them. They caused a little bit of a feeling of being slight, asking you to overcome that. Definitely vengeance is never anything good that you should be pursuing. It really doesn't help anyone. It does not help the situation. One way or another, you may feel better at that moment, but you know what? It's very fleeting. It leaves you feeling empty. And then we have Vulture. Let me look at the book for these two right here. And I'm going to read also about Vulture. Rather not to keep you waiting while I look through the book, let me pause this for 1 second. Okay, back again. So with the Vengeance card, right here, it says the Vengeance card has a choice, and so do you. Though the chains of anger have been giving you the energy to move forward, their weight will eventually drown you. It's time to address those negative feelings and find a healthier way to sustain your drive. Letting go of bad emotional patterns might leave you feeling empty and drained, but you can fill the void with healthier adjustments that will help you build more positive relationships. So that, as I was mentioning, what happens, did someone do something to you that has put you in a state of anger, whether it's in the past or more recently, and caused you to at least feel the desire to get some sort of revenge? We've all felt this way before. Sometimes we just think it in our minds, and sometimes we act upon it. But this, as I was saying, is you have a choice when you have that type of feeling. And the choice should be to let it go. Let it go of this bad emotional pattern that will leave you feeling drained and unhappy. And then with the Chiromancer card, it says that there is a message that you have to deliver, that you have something that you have been wanting to tell someone for a while, although you haven't been sure if this person is ready to receive it. Be careful about how you deliver it and choose your timing carefully. The outcome may depend entirely on you. Does this have something to do with this one? Something that somebody has done that has angered you, bothered you, eaten away at you, and you have been having thoughts that haven't been the best. Your choice should be to speak to this person about it, although you may be afraid to speak to this person because you don't know how they would be able to take this information. Think clearly, take your time in making the decision or making the time to talk to this person when it's a more appropriate time to deliver this news to the person, to clarify the situation. Interesting. Once again, that's going back to not selling out with this card here. Building on your self-esteem. Something has happened that has bothered you, that has hurt you, that has angered you. And this is telling you that it is okay to proceed and stand up for yourself. Do it respectfully, do it kindly, do it thoughtfully, do it at the right time, and confront the person who has hurt you without taking the vengeful side, the vengeful action. Now, I'd like to get some information here about the vulture. Okay. The vulture, what do we think of when we see vultures? We think of a vulture in a negative way because they clean up the dirty carcasses, the pieces that are left in the world. They are very important because they are part of the natural system of life, and they do clean up things that are decaying in the world, on the ground. But vulture is also, in this particular reading, this particular card, I'm sorry, the vulture is very misunderstood. Are you a misunderstood person? It appears when there seems to be a situation, it says, that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Bingo. What you thought was a mistake or a tragedy is a blessing in disguise that is asking you to seek out clarity, clarification, and wisdom in making your decisions. So there is some sort of situation that is happening here, one of many that have maybe happened in your life that has left you what is the word? Feeling less than, feeling as if you're compromising your own wishes, your own desires, because you have to, which is what this particular card talks about. And now you have gathered the strength that you are no longer going to do that. You are no longer going to accept that. You're going to speak up now when something bothers you. Had forgotten to unveil what the shadow attribute is of the material girl or boy. And it says, places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Placating everything around you instead of taking care of your own self and improving on your own self-worth. So that's what we're talking about here, and it appears that you are going to try and to improve on the situation that is unfolded here, and you're going to try and talk it out and work it through. This is a message to somebody out there for sure, because it is all jiving correctly. Let me please get card here for additional information from the Oracle, and we get first one that popped out, insight, understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation, looking inward towards yourself and understanding who you are to help improve on that self-esteem that we all need work on. Then a little bit of shadow work cards here. What information do you have to complete the reading here for number 4s? What information do you have to complete the reading here for number 4s, please? Thank you. Said we were going to go deep, and we have. Let's see, what other information, please? And I have, say, 3 more cards. Here's one. Rebirth, Shadow Alchemy. Turn your shadows into gold by shifting your awareness. What else, please? We have this one. Sacred Boundaries, which is very much going with here. Learning your boundaries. Respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. Being more assertive and taking care of yourself. Perfect. I just love how Spirit works. I don't pull these cards ahead of time. They come out with what I am asking them to please provide to you. It's just amazing to me. Okay, one more card, please, to complete this wonderful reading for the wonderful number 4s who were brave enough to go there. Last one, intuition and spirituality. Sit with the shadows. It's the way to enlightenment. Take a little bit of time to meditate. Take a little bit of time for quiet thought for yourself before you make any decisions with people who have bothered you, who hurt you. But this is a call to you from the angels to empower yourself. Think carefully with your decisions before jumping into doing things, and don't sacrifice yourself for the benefit of others. You've done that your whole life. You've done that so much. It is okay to stand up for yourself. It is okay to say no. It is okay to talk to people and to explain how you feel. And this will improve on your self-improvement, on your self-esteem. This will make you feel better towards the end of your life. As you get older in your life, you'll be able to sit back and think, you know, I was a certain way when I was younger, and I have worked so hard, and I have improved on myself so much, and now I am my own person. So a beautiful reading here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this gave you some good insight. We did go very deep emotionally into the psyche. I'm not a therapist or a counselor or a psychologist of any sort. I'm just basically reading what the cards have here and my own personal experience that I have. I thank you for joining me, and I leave you with there are no definitive answers in tarot, only options, possibilities, and hope that you can draw from, and then you make it work. You are in the driver's seat, so choose wisely. Thank you for joining me. This has been exhausting, but I so thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Love and joy to you all. Bye-bye.